Hello, my name is Elizabeth Tenna, and this will count as my credit for Running Crew 225. I chose the costuming module. I chose this module because I have always been interested in costuming, makeup, hairstyling, all of that. My high school had an incredible production costumer who went out of her way to make intricate, unbelievable costumes without getting paid. She just did it because she wanted to, because she enjoys it that much. She was super inspiring and super helpful for her actors. She tried to involve us in any way that she could. She would explain her process and why she was doing certain things. She would ask our opinions about if something looked good when she wanted to. Not only her, but the theater class at my high school was very involved with learning about costuming, and makeup plots, and hair design. We would create our own looks for different characters and do research on the show and the time period and all of that. And if a look was especially good, it would potentially get put into the show. So it was a way of getting kids involved and interested. We got an in-depth look at how all of that worked for my school, but only for my school. So I chose this module because I wanted to see how it worked in a professional theater. There was a lot of new information for me. The level of detail for a show is something I don't think I ever fully realized. The attention that goes into jewelry, the shoes, and the details on the costume are something I never noticed. As was said in one of the videos, when the audience watches a show, they don't see all the details that are put into everything. But without those details, it would feel like something was missing, like it wasn't fully complete. The thing I found most interesting about the videos was how all the aspects of dressing actors connect together. The wig stylist works very closely with the costumer has to talk to the director has to talk to the dramaturge. All of that comes back together in a circle, and they all just have to connect with each other. I also learned that almost everyone on Broadway wears wigs in the productions. But in order to make everything work, the heads of the different areas must work together to create a cohesive work that not only looks good, but fits the character and any other defining features of the show, like geographical location. A show that takes place in the Bronx is going to be very different from a show that takes place in London. Character personalities. What are they like? Do they have certain values that would show up in the way that they look? Economic standing, do they have enough money to go to a hairstylist or get their nails done or have high-end clothing? And then another big one is time period. Something that takes place in the modern day is going to look very different than something that takes place in the 18 or 1900s. This changed my understanding of theater productions because it expanded how many people are involved with costuming for me. It really takes a village to get everything together. You have the costume designer, production wardrobe supervisor, wig stylist, makeup designer, seamstresses, and the crew who helps with quick changes. Without all of them, it wouldn't work. It's a well-oiled machine that they have to work to getting to a point where they know who's going to make sure that those costumes are at a certain place at a certain time, and who the actors can go to if something rips. It also goes back to before the show ever starts. Who picks the fabric that will last the longest and will look the best on stage while still being lightweight? The directors and all of the assistants and everyone involved has to be so present in that whole process to make sure it all goes smoothly by the time the show runs. This module and these videos made me curious about a couple of things. It made me curious to see how I can get involved with any aspect of costuming, hair, makeup, any of that, once the pandemic is over, of course, and we can have theater live again. Costumes, hair, and makeup have always been part of the production process I've always thought about getting into, but haven't had the opportunity to yet. I'd also love to learn more about the history of Broadway costuming, what has changed from the beginning of Broadway to now regarding all of that, and how does all of that tie back to ancient Greek or Elizabethan productions, and how it has all influenced each other. So yes, that is what I learned from the costuming module.